Good evening. Welcome into Skulls and Slices. I'm your host, Jordan Ball. I want to say thank you to Village Pizza, along with Reed Lovett and John Paulie Walson, as well as the real boss ladies who are in charge, Jenna Lovett and Leanne Walson. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here today in a broadcast from Village Pizza in back. So we have a jam-packed show, and I'm going to need some help with that show. So I have sitting next to me David Herod and Chris Floyd, the best broadcaster / analyst in the business, at least Chris is. And so here's what I'm going to do. They have been going back and forth on this, and guys, we have it settled now.
Thank you.
David and Chris on New Year's Eve will be having a mud wrestling match to see who exactly is the best broadcaster. So be sure to tune in for that. Looking for sponsors for that as well. So if you want to sponsor that, go right ahead. Entry will be free because nobody's paying to see that. Anyways, we have a great show for you today. A couple of interviews that are going to take place with some young ladies in our community, some seniors that are graduating this year but are competing in different sports, and some exciting stuff that's happening for our young people. And we are so glad that you've tuned in with us today. Gentlemen, it's good to have you here again, as always, on Thursdays with us. And how did you like that? Because y'all have no idea what I'm going to say.
I'm thinking he paid you somehow or another about this broadcasting thing.
The broadcasting thing is truth and facts, but the mud wrestling is kind of like having a pigs in the blanket. That's not going to happen today.
It's not going to happen. Well, what is going to happen is we're going to jump right on in. We're going to jump right on into our interview. And our interview this week, one of the first two interviews we're going to have, the first of two, is with head coach Stormy Alexander and two of the seniors, Trudy Fordham and Patty Valtiera. I said that right. And they are a part of the Appling County high school swim team that is brand new this year. Swimming, not something new to our community,
right,
but it is a brand new sport that is at the high school level for Appling County. It's been a high school sport for years. It's just one of those sports that Appling County hasn't really had a team for. And so, ladies, it is so good to have you here with us on the show today. I know that y'all are not nervous at all, so don't worry. You're good. Y'all haven't been nervous at all, asking no questions, anything like that. But it's good to have you, and I want to go ahead and start the rapid fire questions. Okay, we'll play 20 questions. All right, well, there won't be that many. But like I said, Appling County has this brand new sport. Okay, at the high school level, brand new coach, which is exciting. So for those who may not know you, who is Coach Stormy Alexander? For those who say, "Hey, here's a new head coach. I've never really seen her." Who is Stormy Alexander?
Right. Well, you're exactly right. This is my first experience as a coach. I've worked in education for 25 years, but never really coached a sport per se. But I'm a hometown girl, born and raised here. Moved off once I graduated and was gone about 8 years. Met my husband. We moved back to Baxley. He's from the Atlanta area, so he feels like he's retired and in God's country.
He is. He's in God's country.
We have 3 children. Emery graduated last year, and Turner's a junior, and then Josie's 10, and Josie rules the roost. So that's kind of how that goes. But I work in with our autism population and do speech therapy in the schools.
Awesome.
So that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, setting the standard, that's something that I think you young ladies have probably heard a few times, right? That phrase, set the standard, yeah, right? Or the standard. And that's a model that's really a part of everything that goes on. We see it a lot with athletics, but we see it a lot now with academics, the Appling County High School. That's the big. We want to set the standard not just on the playing field, but we want to set the standard in the classroom as well. But you have an interesting opportunity, Coach. You have an opportunity to now, it's the first year, it's a brand new sport at our school. You have the opportunity to lay down a good foundation. There's never been a coach before you, never been a program before you. So now you have the opportunity to set the standard in this sport. And when you think of this sport, you think of setting the standard. You think of, okay, we want to do this with excellence. We want to do this the right way. We want to make sure that we don't have to set a foundation again in a couple of years. We want to keep building and building and building. What does setting the standard look like to you when you see this program?
Right. I think from the very beginning, one of the things that I looked at is, yes, it's about swimming, but it's about more than that. It's about teaching them things in the world, teaching them to be polite, teaching them to be respectful. And so that's one of the things that we drive is that, you're representing Appling County. They can see you swim, but you also need to let them see who you are and what you represent. One thing we say is when you come into a place, leave it better than you found it.
Exactly.
Because people are going to always remember those kinds of things. And so one of the things that these guys both swam rec and rec swim, and so they were familiar with swim, they were familiar with the strokes, but kind of fine-tuning some of the strokes, working toward, they're having to swim farther. They're used to 50 yards. The minimum now is 100 yards. Wow. And so, and so excellence for me, I think, I'm very competitive. And so if I'm going to do something, I want it done right. And I think we went into this, the first meet we went to, we were just ecstatic that nobody was disqualified. Yeah. and then each meet we've gone to, it's like the expectation and the bar's gotten higher.
And y'all didn't just go to a few just meets. We're going to play this school or this school. Like, y'all went to big boy meets.
Right.
Like
right.
y'all there were 6A and 7A schools there. Like y'all just said, hey, you know what? We got a program. Let's go play the big boys. You know what I'm saying?
And that's I guess, been the hardest thing is, a lot of times in the swim world, it's invitational meets. And so Pierce County, we've swam against them a couple of times, but most everyone else has not even been in our region. They're bigger schools. And, they've had the program for years. Yeah. And a lot of those swimmers are swimming year-round swim too. So the competition's steep. Yeah. And making a lot of ground. I'm proud of them. They've kind of jumped in and been ready to go from day one, and they have high expectations for themselves.
And that's good.
Yeah.
No pun intended, but they dove right in, right?
They did. They dove right in head first.
I'm going to let these gentlemen, I think they got some questions for you as well. And y'all go right ahead. She's doing good so far.
Oh, yeah. This is a sport to me that it kind of it's true to nature to me, because I actually worked as a lifeguard, in high school, and loved swimming. I mean, I float very well, shut up.
Greenpeace just got him back out in Ocean City.
They did not put me back in. I know this is not your first time being around the swim team. I do realize that. How long have you been involved with the sport? And really and truly, Stormy, how did it become your job to be head coach and of the ACHS swim team? How did that happen?
It's funny because when I was growing up, I don't think we even had a swim team here, and it was kind of discovered once I moved back. And my son Turner he turned 7 the first year we swam, so we've been swimming 9 years for the rec team that we have. That's right. And it was just something that clicked. I don't know, I'm not a swimmer by nature, but I kind of fell in love with the sport and just kind of figured, learn through the ropes and those kinds of things. And then having children in the school system and knowing that there are opportunities that were out there for college or opportunities to continue on after high school, it was hard to compete at that level with just a summer league. Yeah. And so it was kind of a goal that I thought, it'd be really cool for Appleton County to have access to that. And, we tried several things through the years, the rec department and different people here and there, but, once the aquatic center came into play and once it was finalized, it made a big difference. And so, as far as the kind of the management of the team, that's kind of my forte. I'm very organized and I like things, but I have a fantastic community coach, Miss Melinda Turner-Snell, who lives, breathes everything swim. And so she, she works on the technical part of it and kind of guides and directs.
That's a blessing.
Very much a blessing. And then we have a couple of volunteers, her daughter being one of them, that have kind of come in and, just accessing the strengths that we have around us for the different ones that they live it, they breathe it, and they enjoy it. And so
now I have some real good, important questions.
Oh, wow.
Because these two young ladies over here are nervous. I know they are. They don't know what we're going to ask them.
Go ahead and grab the microphone.
Yeah, go ahead and grab your microphone, because it's about you young ladies. Mm-hmm. We're here to support you. We're here to make sure you girls know, and the guys, that we're here to bring light to what you're doing out there. Very, very proud of you young ladies. I've been keeping up with Miss Stormy periodically every week, trying to get news on y'all, what's going on. It's been a blessing. So I've got a question for each of you young ladies. I'm going to ask the question, but this question is directed to both of you, but I'm going to give you both a chance to answer it one-on-one. I'll start with Patty. She just looks like she's ready to go.
She said, uh-oh.
I know you're a singer. This is the two singers. This is Patty Valtierra, I got that right, and Trudy Fordham. What does it mean to you to have a swim team at the high school level that allows you to represent Appleton County? She did say that some of y'all did do rec swim team, and y'all been doing it since you were probably little. Am I right? Most of the time. What does it mean to you girls to be able to do this as a singer? I know you probably would like to have it as a freshman to be able to compete longer, but this is your first and last year. You're the singers. But what does it mean? You're going to be setting a standard for those kids that are coming up. So what does it mean for you girls? Patty?
I mean, it's definitely something that we've needed for a while with how big our rec swim team has been. Like, it's something that's been
Huge.
needed. It was made me so happy that I was able to do it myself.
Now, what do you compete in?
We do everything.
What's your favorite
What's your
stroke?
favorite?
Freestyle or backstroke is what I usually do.
Cool. Trudy?
It's a great honor to be the first one to be on the swim team, the high school swim team anyway, and I feel honored.
See, we have to brag, and they've both done really, really good. But we were at a meet a couple weekends ago, and Trudy was is swimming the butterfly. She doesn't like it. She's like, I feel like I'm not moving any water. And so when the race is over, we're looking, Coach Melinda and I are looking at the time, and it dawned on us that qualification for the state swim meet is 1:05, and she swam at 1:05.65.
Oh,
And so we went.
How fast was it?
59 seconds.
She had it. Yeah, she, I think you said point something, and she said, "Oh, I had one. I was a little bit faster."
Yeah.
1 second faster.
Yeah, so it was just over where she needed to be, and but it's just exciting because I think that they don't realize the progress that they've made and how big it is.
What does it mean for you, Trudy, though? I mean, to have this sport, a lot of girls don't do volleyball or basketball or softball, but it gives you another out to have a sport and stay active in. What does it mean to have that swim team now? And you're going to be helping the start of this program and growing it. What does it mean to you?
I mean, I love swimming, and it relaxes me. Going swimming, competing. I love competing because my brothers and my sister, we competed all the time, so I feel like I'm home with my family every time I'm
I know
swimming.
all about that.
I can believe that with your.
I have siblings. I know the competing part is pretty tough.
And something you just said, Chris, she said she found this is something she loves to do, right?
Yeah.
She loves to do this, but this is what's neat about it. And I saw it. I saw the heart behind it right here. This is something I love to do, and now I get to represent my community.
That's right.
And I get to represent my school by doing something that I love. And I think that's what's awesome about this.
I do. I agree 100%.
And these girls are team leads. They are, obviously can see their personalities and their hearts and where they're at. And so they've done a good job kind of leading the other guys along on this journey.
Very proud. David?
All right. Well, this is also for Trudy and Patty. And Patty, I've got a sister named Patty, so that's a good thing. And I'll get one named Trudy later on, okay? So, let me ask you this. We were just talking about you swimming competitively and stuff, and competing swimming. How long, and either one of y'all can answer this, how long have you been competing as far as swimming?
I've been swimming since I was 7, like off and on, or 6 years old.
Really? How about you?
My first year rec swim was my summer for 6th grade year, so it's been about 7 years that I've been swimming.
Well, my other question here was about rec, and we've done it, established that y'all swam rec. How do you think swimming and rec helped you as far as now what you're doing now at a high school level? Prepared you a little bit?
I feel like if there wasn't a rec swim team, I probably wouldn't have joined the high school swim team.
Really? Okay. Well, good deal. Good
And to
answer.
be honest with you, on the high school team, we have 13 swimmers, and only one hasn't come from the recreation background.
That's huge.
And then middle school, most, I think probably, I don't want to say for sure, but at least 90% of those kids came through the recreation program.
That's
So,
awesome.
I mean, it's good to see now we have that carryover in the next phase of that process. And so it's been real exciting to see the kids that came out for it.
All right, and Stormy, this is for you. I'm probably going to read this now because this long they messed me up. We want to see champions through the sport, but we also want to, in life, through this swimming program. What do you think is the best advice you could give to a parent about getting their child involved in this new sport?
Right. We have the new aquatic center, so I would say take advantage of that. They have open swim, they have lap swims throughout the week, and on Saturdays, access that program, use that facility. Definitely, obviously, it seems like we're putting in plugs for the recreation department, but it honestly has helped build what we were able to do. If we were starting with people that didn't know the strokes, we would not be near as far as we are. And so, access that summer league, access what the recreation department is providing.
Well, it's like any sport. It's a feeder program coming up into the middle
Right.
school and the high school stuff,
Right.
whether it's football, baseball, basketball, and all that. If you've got a good base down here, when you get up there, then it sets.
Right.
growing the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does. And what I have seen through the recreation department is when the kids start and we're competing with other counties that they're starting the same age, the kids are holding their own and they're competing. And as the kids would get older and these other counties had access to school teams or USA teams, you would see that gap grow. And
Yeah.
so we would lose some of these kids this age in the recreation department because it was frustrating because we didn't have access to anything else. And so now you've got middle school program going. They're doing really, really well. They're, I think they swam their conference meet on Monday and they won first in the conference.
Wow.
And so, they
Year
swam.
one.
Pierce, I know has, because we talked to her coach, I know they've had a program for 6 years.
Wow.
So
First year
and so, like I said, most of those kids come through that recreation program, and they've got 90-something swimmers, so it's hard to do all that.
That's what I was just going to say. There was almost 90 kids. I remember that. I think a young man that's coaching the middle school by the name of Rusty Lovett might be Ken Reed, but he won't admit it. He was telling me the same thing a few years back. He said, "Man, it is overwhelming. We need a high school, middle school sport." And somehow they suckered him into getting into the middle school coaching that. And I think that's a great thing. And I think it's great for these young ladies. Trudy and Patty, can't tell you how much I'm proud of you young ladies for being the girls that's going to actually you're going to be the faces of the swim team. I mean, really and truly, whatever y'all accomplish this year, the girls next year and the boys next year have to do that much better.
Right.
And you're going to set a standard. I hope you come back to Appleton County and support them as well. Just like Stormy, she's back. Thank God she got a good husband that she told to come back to Baxley.
That's right.
She told me that.
Yes, he will.
But is there anything or anybody you attest your athleticism to? I'll give you both that. Trudy, you go ahead. Put her on the spot. Who helped you the most to get you started, or who do you accredit your athleticism to?
My brothers.
Your brothers? You're that competitive with your brother?
Yes, sir.
You could probably beat them too.
She had to
right?
fight them, is what it was. That's what.
Patty?
I mean, I guess I'd have to say my mom. Like, I've always known how to swim, and then as soon as we found out that there was a rec swim team, then she put me in there, and I've just been swimming ever since. So.
Well, I want you girls to know something. This is, I love Stormy because we're both hand talkers. David can teach y'all a lot. He was there when they parted the Red Sea. So
He didn't have to swim, man. You just walk down.
He was the guy with the fishing pole walking by. So that's
Exactly
Hey,
right.
you got to take an opportunity when you get into chaos.
Might as well.
I just kind of head right in there. He's like a duck in water, and that is a pun.
I got one real quick before Jordan does his. We were talking earlier out before we started the show and stuff, and I was talking to the girls here, and I asked them what they wanted to be, maybe in the next level to go to college and stuff like that. I think, Patty, you said you was undecided yet. Undecided what you wanted to do and stuff like that. And Trudy, you said what now? You wanted to be a what?
A physical therapist.
Okay, physical therapist. Okay, and you have decided on what school yet?
No, sir.
You haven't? Okay.
At least she's got down what she wants to do.
She got a plan.
Oh yeah.
She got a plan.
By the time you get out of college, he'll be 93, and he will need physical therapy. I promise. So,
I'll be your patient.
I do have one more question, and we kind of answered it a while ago with David's last question. But my final question really is when you see these athletes and really, I guess it's kind of a loaded question when you look at it from all different angles. But what does it mean to these athletes? What does it mean to this program, to our community? And when we kind of, you said, I think we're throwing a plug for the recreation department. Well, we kind of are. You know, what does it mean to have, you know, a recreation department and a middle school now and a high school now, that they're all on the same page, being able to work together? And one of the jobs I believe of a recreation department is, like you said, hey, we would not be where we are if these young people didn't know the strokes, if they didn't know what to do, if they didn't know what was expected of them, if they didn't know how to swim this way or this way, we wouldn't be where we are and be able to compete like we are.
Right.
So what does it mean to really have a recreation program that says, okay, we'll do this part and make sure they know this, 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 and this. The middle school says, okay, we'll make sure they can do this, this, and this. Now when they get to the high school, let's go. It's full force. Let's go for it. What does that mean to have that in this community?
No, it's exciting. It's you know, anytime you have big entities like that and everybody working together, you know, it's the kids are the ones that benefit. At the end of the day, the kids are the ones that benefit. And
Amen.
you know, I think when you start early like that, they build a love for it. And then they just do it because, I mean, like Trudy said, it relaxes her. Like, she's learned early on, this is what I like, this is what I respond well to.
And both of these ladies
Patty,
were a
too.
part of the rec department swim team through the summer.
Yeah. And they're both lifeguards, if that, it's like they love
Looking to hire a
it.
lifeguard. Here we go. We got two of them right here.
Yeah.
Certified.
Well, if he goes down, you got to call in reinforcements.
No, I float. They can push me across the water.
Yeah, it just, you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's successful. And, you know, and we do good things, and it builds things from the ground up. And when you have that, it makes everything kind
Well,
of better.
there's keys to that success, Jordan, and she said it's support. You know, you do start at that level, but it's parents that
Right.
support. They get them back and forth to meets, and they
Right.
do what's necessary. Then you have the folks that monetarily help in the middle school. Then they
Yes.
have to monetarily help in high school, and they have to voluntarily help. You know, it takes an army to do one.
Well, and that's what I was going to say with the swim meets. I mean, the parents have to get the kids there, but a lot of them have to work it because you
Yeah.
have to have timers and things like that. So it's a lot of hands-on work for parents. And, you know, our community, it's amazing. I saw it with the rec team. They supported the swim rec team tremendously, but we've seen it in the high school. We've established a boosters group, and they're doing great. I mean, we just appreciate all the support. And to the other counties, because we've kind of had to figure out how this works. And all the other swim coaches are more than willing to help.
That's awesome.
And it is definitely a sport that I think is kind of just everybody kind of works together, and there's, you know, lots of help and just, you know, furtherment of that sport itself.
I agree.
I think that's awesome. And I saw the pictures, and I know we'll move on after this, but I saw some pictures from that first meet here in Appleton County, and it looked packed.
Yeah, it was.
Which was
It
awesome. Which was
Right.
awesome to see.
Right.
So I appreciate you. I know there's a little nerves, okay? All right, but you did a great job, and we appreciate y'all being on here with us today on the show. And I think Chris has
got
one thing he wants to say.
I'm going to challenge you, young ladies.
All right.
I got a challenge for Coach and the
Told
young
you.
ladies.
Me too.
Set the standard. Just, if you make it a state,
Right.
set the standard for yourself and your teammates. Show them what it takes to do it. Come home with something.
Right.
A medal. Do whatever you want to.
But
If
just
nothing
do it.
else, come home with memories. Come home with whatever. But just make sure that you set the standard for this next level, because you're a first-year senior. Seniors, first year, and you're the senior, so you actually set the standard. We're proud of you young ladies,
Right.
and I'm proud of Miss Stormy for all she's done for our community and coming back and being the coach of the first-year swim team. A lot of responsibility, but couldn't ask for better guests to have today with us.
Thank
We've
you.
been able to do
Fantastic
this.
job.
Thank you
I'm
for
sorry.
having
No, fantastic job, and you're more than welcome to come hang out with us anytime you want to on the show, okay?
Yeah.
We'll have you back anytime, and hopefully after the state meet and all that good stuff, we can have you back, and there might be some hardware with that. That'd be awesome,
But- And
right?
I think Trudy's like, that's so much pressure, and it's kind of like what we say is, as long as you've done your best, that's all that matters.
That's all I said.
Whether you
Just,
make
hey,
it or not, as
Have
long as
fun
you've
and
done
do
your best. And
That's all you can do,
Yeah.
and if you have fun and do your best, you're going to represent Appleton County, and you'll represent yourselves well, and that's what matters.
We're proud of you anyway. We're already proud of you.
Yeah, you're doing something that had never been done in Appleton County, so
That's right.
you're already done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you've done it,
champions.
right.
You're champions already.
I do want to put a plug in. The middle school's hosted 2 meets, but our high school meet is January 23rd.
All right.
here at the
January
Aquatic
23rd.
Center at 4 o'clock. Right now we have 8 teams coming. So
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
Well, maybe
Yeah, so-
maybe we can come out and get some video feed. And
Yeah, that'd be
use
great.
it for our
That'd be
show
great.
in January.
Promote it,
Cole?
yeah.
yeah.
I think we can
we'll
do
stay
that.
in touch.
We'll-
So.
We got a thumbs up back there behind the cameras?
Yes,
yeah?
we do.
You got a thumbs up? We got it. All right, awesome.
Thank y'all.
Sounds
ladies,
good.
so
Well, thank
much.
y'all again for being here.
Oh, thank you for
And,
having us.
Best of luck the rest of the way, all right? And
Thank
go
you.
Pirates, right?
Yes, go
Go
Pirates.
Pirates, right? Go Pirates. Awesome interview, Chris and David, with Coach Stormy Alexander from the Appleton County High School swim team, as well as those 2 young ladies that were with us. But we're going to hear from somebody else now at Appleton County High School. It is Dr. Ben Horner, the principal of Appleton County High School, as we get ready for this week's Captain's Log with Dr. Ben Horner.
Hey guys, welcome to Appleton County High School. Dr. Horner here. We got a lot of great things going on with our wrestling. Our guys went to South Effingham yesterday and did a good job competing over there. Our basketball team's playing hard. Our boys still haven't won a game yet, but I'll tell you, they're playing hard and they're in a lot of those games. So we're just kind of looking to get over the hump a little bit with some of those. We do play Friday and Saturday, and then we have off for Christmas break with them. Our girls did win. Last weekend they won a game. They lost a close one to Wayne. It was real close to the very end. But again, our first region game is Friday night, so come out and support, and it's at home. So come out and support our boys and girls as they try to get a big region win against Tatnall, and then they're away at Bacon on Saturday. And then, like I said, after that we'll take a few weeks off. I think we play again on January 1st or 2nd, whatever that Monday is. Our wrestling team's doing a good job. Like I said, they went last night, but then they'll be competing over the break in Brantley County on December 28th. So, if you want to get out and watch them. They also have a home match, one of 3 home matches that we have this year on Tuesday. This coming up Tuesday, the 19th. I believe it's starting at 2 p.m. here in our gym. So get out and support our wrestlers and come watch them wrestle on Tuesday. Swim team's still going strong. We got some kids that are really improving, doing a good job in their first season on the swim team. So make sure to support them tonight. We've got our bands, our band is performing, in the Fine Arts Center. So come out and support our band. Our chorus did a really good job earlier this week and had a lot of really awesome things going on. So come support those kids. They do a lot to support, our athletics and our school as a whole. We are winding down this semester, so make sure that your students are doing what they need to do. Exemptions start tomorrow for finals, so any student that has to take their finals will do that Friday and Monday. And then Tuesday, be winding down with a half day of school. But Merry Christmas to everybody, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. Thanks, guys.
All right, always good to hear from Dr. Ben Horner, the principal at Appleton County High School, with our Captain's Log. We appreciate him taking time out of his day and his week to do that for us, and we hope you enjoy that as well. Haven't told you just yet, but if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that share button on the bottom right-hand corner on Facebook. Follow Skulls and Slices, as well as the Backs of the News banner on Facebook and YouTube, and make sure to stay up to date with us. We appreciate that. We do have another guest that's going to be joining us here in just a moment. She's getting ready to take a seat. But before we do that, we're going to kind of transition a little bit. I'm going to go over here to Harry and Lloyd again, Chris and David, and talk to them just a little bit, guys. A little bit of a recap, on our sports over the last week. And I know that Chris is very, very excited because we had a little pick'em contest when it came to state championship. And I have the results, gentlemen. It has been tallied and the vote is in, so I'll let you know in just a second. But we do want to say what Miss Stormy says. We kind of do a little recap. Congratulations again to the middle school. They won the district champions in their swimming. Hey, first year in your champions. I think that's setting the bar
first
pretty
year. That's
high,
great
right? Girls basketball finished the regular season undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And mentioning the middle school girls basketball, now I want to mention the boys as well. They finished 4th and were going to head into the playoffs, and they went to a tiebreaker. They were tied with another team. That other team had the tiebreaker according to the rules, and so they got 4th. They got left out, but they had a great year.
Yeah,
and so congratulations to them. But we have the Appleton County Middle School girls undefeated. They're in the playoffs, and I want to say this is right. It's going to be Saturday at home. They get to host the playoffs, and I'm going to tell you, if you haven't seen these young ladies play, they're undefeated for a reason because they're good. And so go get it. If you get an opportunity, go watch them. Go support them. And that's going to be at Appleton County Middle School.
That's right.
That's where they're going to be having that. But congratulations to them on their regular season and good luck in the playoffs. Chris, David, last week had some basketball going on. You want to kind of
This week
had some little bit last week. Now this week
it
had
was
some as
Tuesday,
well.
wasn't it?
But
David wouldn't know because Lloyd traded in him for a better broadcaster.
That's right.
And you can slap hands on that one.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Tuesday, our Lady Pirates took on Wayne County at home. They did come away with a loss, but I got to say it was 43-31, but I'm proud of what I'm seeing on that course. Coach Latita Coleman and those girls are doing an awesome job right now. What they're doing on that court is just unreal.
There was a minute left in that game, and you thought there was still a whole game left to play.
There was. They
So
never quit. They kept going. You know, there's so many things that I see that are so positive. Guys, please keep supporting these young ladies. They are doing an awesome job. Going over to the boys. Now, that was a game, too. The score is not what you think it should have been based on what we saw. Jordan, the boys
to us,
lost.
it was closer than what the score said.
It was 68-56. You have about 12 shots and a few free throws that could land. I think somebody's out there bending those goals sometime, or they're just
I'm not
against
sure
it.
what happened on that one. It was a
No,
little
man.
8-minute stretch there that we just couldn't get it to go in.
But what Coach Cotton is doing out there is unreal right now,
Yeah.
and I really have enjoyed sitting there and talking about the kids and seeing what they're doing, what they're producing on that court is unreal. They have just looked astonishingly great.
Well, game 1 to now, you say, is this the same team?
It doesn't look
Yeah,
like
it's with both of them.
It's
Yeah.
exciting just
It's
going to the
exciting,
game
yeah.
and watching
Man, I
this.
love
seeing the
take
progress
place,
right now,
and the discipline in the kids.
Now, here's an insert. At home, Friday is our first region matchup. We're going to have Tattnall County coming to Appleton County, and guess who'll be there? B&B Broadcasting. The JVs, if you want to watch the JV play, JV starts at 3:15. Then the boys play right after that, the girls JV. Then the girls varsity starts at 6, and then the boys game is right after, usually about 7:30. We normally just do the varsity games. It's we do the girls first at 6 o'clock and the boys at 7:30. So looking forward to that. These girls, now it counts.
And I do want to make one thing. I had a note here overlooked, and I apologize for that.
That's fine.
The JV on Tuesday, the JV girls and the JV boys both won against Wayne County in their games, and so there's progress being made at the varsity level, but also
The JV.
at the JV level
That's
as well,
right.
which is exciting. It's the feeder. Here it comes.
Didn't mean to leave them out.
It's going to
I'm
be their
sorry.
show soon.
Well, I tell you, I want to encourage everybody to come out Friday night because this, Tattnall County's just across the river, and I'm sure they'll bring a house load. So y'all come on, it's
Yes,
going to
sir.
be exciting.
Yes, sir. Look forward to having them
And
hosting.
and if you hadn't been there when the cheerleaders get started on each end of them bleachers, you don't know what you're missing.
Them
That's
they
a battle in
rocking-
itself.
They rocking that stage. I'm telling you, love it.
And so I know that we talked about basketball a little bit, but a lot of action last week. If you were able to tune into GPB and see what was going on there, you saw a bunch of state championship games from girls flag football all the way up to 7A and then all the different classifications
Yeah.
and all that. And there was a lot of football, a lot of good football games that we got to see. And just kind of recap and see, David, kind of what was on with that.
Let's start with your 7A.
Yeah, I agree.
Milton was taking on Walton. And Walton, of course, come in as being their favorite, but Milton upset them with a score of 31-21.
Well, and then I had to record most of them because I haven't got to watch every one of them. I did actually get to watch this game. It was Woodward Academy against Thomas County Central, one of our South Georgia teams. Thomas County Central wins this game in convincing 49-28.
I'm going to tell you, I was a conversation yesterday about Thomas County Central. I'm going to tell you, they look about as good as they could beat anybody in the state right now,
Well,
no matter what level.
They went 15-0, and that's
they
hard
were-
to do.
they-
At halftime, what was it 28-0 at halftime?
Yeah,
Yes.
they
Something
were
like that.
they were impressive.
Defense.
Yeah, very impressive.
We had a 5A game with another South Georgia team, right, David? In
Yeah,
Coffee
let's
County?
talk about Creekside and Coffee County, and that was a great game there. Of course, with Coffee
Hard-hitting
County,
game.
hard hit, and I'm talking about it was at halftime. Coffee was up 21-0, and as soon as the half started, they kicked off to Creekside. Creekside had a great return, and just about 1 or 2 plays later, and they're in the end zone. So they come battling back, but Coffee County held on to a 31-14 victory, and they are now the state champions.
Congratulations to
Hey,
Coffee County.
Give a huge
friends in
shout
Coffee
out.
County.
Got to give a huge shout out to my Coffee County friends.
And I think
That's what I was fixing to do. just got
Got to make sure that you don't forget that.
Yeah, don't want to forget this. This is Coffee County's first state championship. They went 15-0, undefeated. I got to give a huge shout out to my friends over in Coffee County. I got a lot over there. And let me tell you something. They're excited. I even had some text me and said, how about them Trojans? And hey, how about you Trojans? We're very proud of you, young men.
Good job.
What you exemplified on that field and the coaching staff that you have.
yeah.
You know, the coach was talking about his kids and how they did everything that he asked. And his first year coach coming here is something else. He's won 4 championships in Florida, and what a job. And now we have the 4A championship. Stockbridge and Perry. I have not got to watch this game yet, so I can't really say a whole lot on it other than I know that Perry won that game 38-27. I know I picked Stockbridge to win that game. I thought they had that game. Sorry, Perry, but
I picked Perry.
Just saying, he
Just
just
saying.
picked that one. But so congratulations to Perry on that one, and then 3A was Cedar
And
Grove.
3A
Savannah
was
Christian,
Cedar
right?
Grove and Savannah Christian. We know well about Cedar Grove. Cedar Grove has been a powerhouse for a long time. And watching them play, I did get to see some of that game, and we know why. I mean, they pretty much were dominant the whole ball game, and they come away with a 49-28
what's
victory.
surprisingly is they were 5-5 in the regular season. But what people are not telling you,
Those
is
5 were out of region,
Yeah,
and they were against the big dogs.
Yeah,
they were
played
playing
up.
7. They were playing Valdosta and teams like that. I mean, they didn't shy away from them, and that to me tells me, and I kind of thought that anyways. Cedar Grove was dominating, but the week before, Cedar Grove took on a strong Calvary Day team out of Savannah also, and it was a 49-42 victory.
It was a close game, yeah.
Calvary Day, had a great shot, and Savannah Christian, very proud of those. Their South Georgia team again.
Yep.
Very proud of them. Both represented South Georgia very well. Now, this is the one that's not tough, but I'll honestly say, humbling is the way I like to call this. I'm very proud of these young men. I watched this game from start to finish. And I'm going to first off say congratulations. They're in our region. I'm very proud of them. Pierce County, they won against Rockmart. But let me tell you guys, that I knew was going to be a battle from the beginning. This was a back and forth battle. Went into 3 overtimes, and there's nothing that you can't say great that happened in that game for both teams. I mean, they fought so hard and back and forth, back and forth. It was defense, it was offense. Defense, offense. And I tell you what, Pierce comes away with a 48-45 victory, and I'm very proud of them. I really am. They represented our region very well. They've done a great job. They come away with the win in their state championships, and that's 2 within 3 years. So you can't deny them young men work hard.
Yeah, they worked hard, and you saw it. You saw it. They played to the very end and came away.
Two great teams
came in with
going
the
head to head
championship.
right there. I mean, what can you say?
The scary part is we're still in the same region next year.
So,
So we're looking forward to it.
Well, let's go to Division 1A, Prince Avenue Christian against Swainsboro. And Swainsboro, man, they're right down the road. Of course, you got to pull for them. Of course. But Prince Avenue, we all well know about Prince Avenue. They're coached by Greg Vandergriff. Of course, you know who his son is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, they had a quarterback named Aaron Philo, and he had a night. He set a record. Prince Avenue come away with that win, 49-32. He set the new state passing record at 13,922 passing yards, which the old record was 13,902 yards, held by none other than the Jacksonville Jaguars' Trevor Lawrence.
yeah.
So he come away with that. The other night, he recorded 320 yards in his final high school game. He was 31 for 40 in completions, had 3 touchdowns and 13 rushes for 84 yards himself.
Yeah.
This kid's a beast.
I want to say this though, because I went back and looked at his stats from his freshman year to his senior year. He started out with only 188 yards his freshman year. The next 3 years, it was over 4,000 yards each year. I'm sitting there going, 4,000 yards of passing?
That's crazy.
You're not supposed to win passing.
But with that being said, as great as he done and all that and all, the team behind him was unreal. And Swainsboro gave them all they wanted.
There was a young man from Swainsboro, and when you was watching the game, there was you're watching the game. The commentator said, "This kid's a one-man show right now, and he's giving Pack a fit."
Yeah.
And they stayed in that. The game was not over in the first quarter.
Oh no, by no
It was
means.
over finally in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Yeah.
they were back and forth, giving them all they wanted and
It was.
more. So
It was within reach several times.
it was a great ball game to watch.
It really
It was a great ball game.
And then we had one more game. Tough game.
Man.
It's very tough for Manchester. And for those of you who don't know, Manchester played on Monday, and they lost one of their teammates was killed 2 days before.
Yeah, went missing and they found him.
And how do you play a football game? I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you come together. But they didn't just come together and put 11 guys on the field and just go home. It was 28-21. They scored like a minute and a half to go. Kicked the extra point. There's a flag on the extra point. They tied it. It was 28. I was like, look, we just have some free football. It's overtime coming this way.
Yeah.
And there was a flag and marked them back like 15 yards, unable to make the extra point, and they end up, Chris.
Losing
that's
moment.
where the fan comes out in you.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you throwing a chop block on a
Yeah,
kid?
like, don't throw that. Don't throw that.
But
But the ref had a better view than anybody else.
That's exactly right.
He sees it, he calls it.
During our broadcast, we always say, these guys have their hands full. Nobody wants to do their job, but they want to tell them how to do theirs.
Exactly.
I just always say, you got to play the game from start to finish. When that
Exactly.
buzzer goes off, you either have more points than the other team or you don't. And
Yeah.
in this case, pulling for you, Manchester, but Bowden wins this game 28-27.
Yep, and so congratulations to them. And there's one more game that got played. It was a pick-em game between you two.
Yeah.
And I have the results right here. Already taken them out of the envelope, and here we
They
go.
were concealed
the
in a
winner
mayonnaise
is-
jar in
Wait,
Jordan's underwear drawer for a week.
That's right. So the winner of the pick'em results is David. I'm sorry.
I know.
You had a record of 4-4, but the winner will be Chris with a record of 6-2.
I'll never
He
hear
got
the
you on
end of
that
it.
one. You'll never hear the end of it.
That's right.
And you say you're the number one broadcaster?
That has nothing to do with it.
I got all the brains.
Hey,
Well,
I was close. It was,
y'all can fight over whoever's better on
Yeah.
that. But we do have one thing that we can talk about, and we'll try to move through this a little quickly because
Yes.
we have a young lady who's waiting on us to
Yes.
answer
Yes.
some questions. So we'll try to get to this fairly
Just-
quick on this. But
Look a little nervous over there,
Region
but it's okay.
Region 3, which is our football region, 2A. Here's the honors that we had, and guys, we were all over the page when it
Yeah.
came to honors,
And,
from Player of the Year all the way through.
That's exactly right. I want to say, first of all, we're proud of each and every one of these football players. We love you. You seniors that are leaving after this year, we're still going to try and stay in contact with you and wish you the best. One of the first honors was Player of the Year, and it was given to running back Jamarian Williams, the Truck, and also known as Gooch, but we call him the Truck. That was a nickname we give him. He earned that right. David?
And the defensive player of the year was defensive lineman Jalen Bennett. We called him the Bulldozer.
The Bulldozer.
Double nickel.
Yes, sir. Hard to hold him back. One of the new things that they give away is Comeback Player of the Year, and that was none other than wide receiver Camden Code Red Hickox. Suffered an injury in the Toombs County game, and man fought his way back through surgery and some pins in his hand and come back and played in the playoffs, and super proud of him.
Yes, sir. Now let's talk about some first-team offense. First-team offense was Trent the Bull Griner, running back.
Man. And then you got another one of my favorites is Kellen Eccles. The Eagle is what we called him. He flies like an eagle. We got another year with him. He's a junior.
Also, Jalen Smith. And another one that's real dear to me is Mikael the Big Cat Reed, offensive lineman.
Man.
Both of these offensive linemen.
All right, this next kid, he asked for the nickname, him and his mom, and I love calling this young man this year, and it's going to be hard not to have him back out there. I'm going to have to find me another one of these. Nehemiah Howard, he's our athlete, and it's Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. I love it, I love it, I love it.
A great kid. Also,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about some first-team defense, Chris.
Yes, sir. We got Darion the Judge Smith. He's also one of our senior leaders. Will be leaving us this year. Looking forward to big things for him coming around.
Also, defensive lineman Edwin Burt. What do we call him?
Colt
45.
Then we got big Edward Williams, a linebacker that joined us this year as junior. We call him Iron Man. If you watch him play, you'll understand. He flies in there and gets those quarterbacks all he can.
And this kid here, defensive back, I love him to death. This is Trayshawn, the real deal Moore.
Yes, sir. Really do. And another one on our first team defense is Dason, the gunslinger Griffiths, but I actually think he's got a hotter foot at punting. That young man knows he can kick a ball.
Kicking off the planet.
I've never seen anything like it, other than Byron Buxton in 2012.
Yeah, there you go. And second team offense is also quarterback Dason Griffiths.
Yes, sir. And on second team offense, Kamoni, the Kraken Riles, was wide receiver.
And we got a tight end, Cameron George, also second team.
Another one of my favorite kids. Just think a lot of this young man. Rhett Lionheart Stone. He's an offensive line, played center for the Pirates and has done an excellent job for the last 3 years. Fought through some injuries. That's why I like calling him Lionheart. He's a good young man. Congratulations to that.
And this next kid got to talk to his mama today and stuff. This is a great kid right here. I'm glad we have him part of our team. Is Alan the Razor Ramirez. He's our place kicker.
Oh, man, the Razor's awesome,
He
man.
won that game against Pierce County for us.
Yes, sir, he sure did. All right, second team defense. One of my favorites here, guys. I don't have a whole lot of those, but everybody's my favorite, but this one's dear to my heart. Jaquez, the Boogeyman Band. I actually started calling him Babyface. He said, Mr. Chris, he come up to me, he said, I don't like that nickname. I said, well, I'll come up with something better.
Well, this next one here is linebacker. He was all over the field, making play after play after play, and that's Cameron Mobley.
Mega Man.
Mega Man Mobley, that's right.
Then we got Jamarcus, the hitter Robinson, defensive back.
Also, this kid here had a great year. Grayson #Hall.
Man, if y'all could have seen the interception he got there that first round of playoffs, and he took it back to the house, man, that was awesome. Very proud of Grayson. We have some honorable mentions now. Jakari, the King Kinsey, wide receiver for the Pirates.
And offensive lineman Jared Leggett.
And not last but least, Jeremiah Riles, the Reaper. Congratulations to all our Pirates football players. Wasn't the season we wanted to end with, but we're proud of you nonetheless. We do love our Pirates, all teams equally. Very proud of them, and look forward to seeing what the future holds for our future Pirates.
That's right.
So as y'all were calling out those names, congratulations to those young men. I was trying to count it real quick to see. I think that's 25 Pirates that got recognized.
Wow.
On
That's
these
impressive.
these different awards. And so congratulations to them. And we actually want to, I know last time we were on, we said congratulations to Coach Lindsey Tillman and Coach Stephen Wilcox from Hazelhurst and Appling County for Coaches of the Year, as well as J.C. Underwood and Presley Harrison for being Players of the Year.
Yeah.
But while that happened in between our two broadcasts, there was one more award given out, and we want to say congratulations to our very own Coach Brian Weaver for being named the 2023 Assistant Coach of the Year by the Georgia Dugout Club. So congratulations to you, Coach Brian Weaver. It is well earned, and you deserve it. So congratulations. And if you see him or have his number, text him, tell him congratulations.
Yes, sir.
All right?
One of the nicest people to ever meet.
Yep.
The only bad thing about Brian is he's kin to Jeremy Bates.
Some things you can't control.
Through
Well, see there, you just messed everything up. for this
So you
man.
know what? And send him another message, tell him you're praying for him.
Yes.
All right. But hey, it's time now. Right before we get to our guests, we have our play of the week, and our play of the week comes from Tuesday night's basketball game just a few nights ago here in Appling County between the Appling County Pirates and the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. It's time for this week's play of the week.
Okay.
All right. Appling County has the ball, tries to go up for the shot, not able to get it to fall. DJ Solomon comes in with a great steal on the inbound, tosses it up to LJ Nance for the alley-oop layup, if you will. And Chris, both of us were there to see that play, and we were sitting looking, and we kind of had a look on our face after they scored. They're going back down the court. We were like, what happened?
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened? We miss it. They get it. They try to pass it, we steal it, we throw it back up. There he is. It was just a lot happened very quickly, but it worked out for Appleton County, and that's the play of the week. So congratulations to DJ and Solomon and LJ Nance on that play during Tuesday's basketball game. So congratulations to them. And now it is time for our last guest today. Not nervous at all. Sat over there and watched those other young ladies and Coach Stormy Alexander. She ready. She got this. I looked at her look. I said, "You ready?" I got it. I'm good. I got this. All right, we're good. Just go ahead, fire away. But this is don't fire away. Don't put it All right. So for those of you who don't know, our guest is Miss Susan Carter, and she is going to the University of Ole Miss, and it's the first time this has ever happened that I know of in Appleton County history. She is going on scholarship to the University of Ole Miss for rifle shooting and competing in that. And so we are so excited to have you here with us today. And I'm just going to go ahead and say welcome to the show, Susan. And I'm going to start with a very, very easy question, okay? A very easy question. For those of you who may not know you, you're a senior this year at Appleton County. For those who don't know, who is Susan Carter?
Yes. Well, I would like to say that I'm very involved. I not only do I just shoot rifle, I'm active in the entire shooting sports program. We have a BB team, a sporter air rifle, and then precision air rifle, which is what I shoot. I'm also a part of the Pirate Brigade Marching Band Auxiliary, which is the flags that y'all see.
Yeah.
I do 4-H, which that entails public speaking competitions. There's leadership opportunities involved to teach the younger 4-Hers, and then 4-H also includes rifle shooting. On into 4-H, I'm very academically involved also. I love to support my school. I do that through the band. I do that through involvement in various clubs. I love Appleton County, and I love what we do here.
That's also, so basically you're all these things that you do, the band and the 4-H and the BB team and all these different things and involved with the school. And as a side note, you also shoot rifle as well, right? So you do all these things and you do this as well, right? So you're very involved and you do a lot, and that's awesome. But so that is Susan in a nutshell for right there, right?
In a nutshell.
For Appleton County, there we go. These gentlemen, be very careful, okay? They don't bite. But they have a couple of questions for you, all right? They have a couple of questions for you. I think we'll go ahead and start with Chris.
Okay,
all right? We'll start with Chris.
Do the best one first.
If you say so, go ahead.
I say so.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
Susan, congratulations on your offer. I think that's awesome to get that scholarship. But I think the question, in bringing you here is, how did Susan get started in riflery? You're so busy with everything else. Where do you have time to shoot? How do you have time to compete like this? Because I know this week you just traveled somewhere in a competition and it wasn't close by. You had to fly.
No, sir, it was not. So the basis of this, it was 4-H.
Right.
So I was involved in the public speaking and all of that before I got started with shooting, and it was BB guns. So my dad, Daniel Carter, is actually the head coach for BB guns and all the air rifles, but he wasn't before. So my brother got started shooting BB guns, and obviously, little sibling rivalry, I had to beat him.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
whenever I got up to age, which was 4th grade, I started shooting BB, and he's 3 years older than me. So he went through the program and he started shooting air rifle. And I got through the program, and by the time I reached the age to get to air rifle, I was like, yeah, I'm going to beat him. This is just how it's going to be. And by the time he graduated, sad to say, Ethan, but I did beat him.
Not to toot your own horn, just let you know I won.
Yes, he knows that.
Yes.
But 4-H is how it got started.
Okay.
And that program has gone a long way since I started. We've bounced around to different ranges, got a lot of community support. So
I know a young man that actually used to shoot that, and he's actually on the other side of that camera there. He used to be in the BB shooting. Am I right, Cole? He just didn't go any further with it. but I know his brother and him compete too on everything they do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hilarious. So I know the rivalry between you and your brother is real.
Nothing wrong with a little sibling rivalry.
None
it's always
whatsoever.
healthy.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
David?
Can you explain this sport of rifle to those out there that might be interested or thinking about getting involved in the sport?
Right. So there are a few different steps that you can take. So for the younger ones, about 4th grade to middle school, you can start with BB, and then after that you can start with sport or air rifle. So BB guns, y'all know what that is, just a single shot. You're shooting at a target about that big. That's how big the black is. So there's a 10. Here, let me show the camera. There's a 10, and then a 9, and then an 8.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're trying to shoot the 10. But that's BB guns. So when you get to air rifle, the 10 ring is about the size of a lead pencil, like the end of the lead, which is,
Wow.
yes.
Changes the game a little bit.
It does, yes. And it's just your gun, and you have a few pieces of equipment. And to the level that I'm at, I shoot air rifles, precision air rifles, and 22s. So for the air rifle, it's the same target, but I wear a suit that stabilizes me so that I hit the 10 ring more. And then
Isn't it weighted, the suit? So?
it's like a really thick fabric,
Okay.
so that
Yeah,
it like
I've seen those,
compresses
yeah.
breathing and like heart rate, things like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Can't go on without talking about this young lady. Maddie Sapp is doing
Yes.
basically the same thing. Such a beautiful young lady, and she's just amazing to me. She's always smiling, kind of like you. Y'all kind of remind me of that. And I know her dad, Jeremy Sapp, is kind of wheels her on, but I think she gets all her sportness from her mama, though.
Oh goodness! Don't tell Mr. Jeremy that.
I will. I don't mind. I said it here, Jeremy. But it's a good. I knew about the sport through Maddie, and I knew your dad was doing that because I kept up with it on social media, and I didn't know how serious you were in it. But I got a question. You're doing this, and you're in a small town, Baxley, Georgia. I mean, how do you, Susan, get noticed by Ole Miss, which has a program like they have, and what was the process to even get you to Ole Miss?
Right. The recruiting process, I had to take that up for myself. With rifle, they don't really look at you and be like, oh, let me go talk to them, unless you're like an Olympic athlete or something. But you email coaches. So I had a list of coaches, and I would send them an update from matches, practices, things like that. And you would just get the conversation going and learn about them, and they learn about you. You just had to show them your strengths and show them your weaknesses, show them you could be teachable. And going on from the beginning, which is about junior year, you would talk to coaches, and then starting senior year, you would start going to visits. Mm-hmm. It's different for other sports, but for rifle, that's how the NCAA requires. So I went to a open match. It's just like you have to sign up, and then you go and you see the coach, you see the range, and the visit at the match was at a football game. It was the first game of the season this year, and so you got to spend time with the current team, and you got to meet the coach. There's actually a new head coach who was the assistant coach last year, Coach Rachel Martin, and then a new assistant coach, Will Shaner, who I believe he won a silver medal at the Olympics.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't remember which year, but it was recent. So we have a good coaching staff. So you talk to your coaches, and then eventually after that match, they called and gave me the offer.
Amen.
Wow.
Yes.
Super proud for you.
Thank you.
I mean, first is education. I know Dad Daniel would say that too.
Yes.
I mean, I know he's competitive, but he would say the education, and that's an honor to have that. Now you get to do a sport at college that you love. I know you love it. I mean,
Yes.
because you're going all over the place doing it. David?
Well, she's got her Ole Miss Rebels shirt on and got her hat right there in front of her. It looks good. I'm proud of her. I'm telling you, I think Ole Miss finished 4th at the NCAA championships last year. Okay. With that being said, what does it mean to you that you're going to a place with a tradition of being great at this sport?
Right, yes. I'm proud to represent the team and proud to represent the school. At that visit, like I was talking about, I learned so much about their culture, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. Like, it fits me. The city, Oxford, Mississippi, it just feels like home. Like all these big college towns, you can kind of get lost in them,
Yeah, you
but
can.
Oxford feels like Baxley. And continuing that tradition with a place that feels like home is really, it's important to me.
Well, we're proud that we got Appleton County Pirate representing.
Well, you're not only, when you get there, you're not only representing Ole Miss, you're going to be representing Appleton County too. And, that's huge for Appleton County to have the first person. You're going to be, you've set a standard. As everybody says, the standard is there. And, it's just a great accomplishment. I said, now, mind you, I'm a dog fan, but that's with football, okay? So I know. And that's going to be hard when it comes football time. But, you said home, and that's what I love to hear. It feels like home. The people treat you good. We're super happy for you. It's just a great accomplishment. Jordan?
Yeah, that's awesome. I do have one question because, and it's not on here, so this is just random. Okay, you don't know what I'm fixing to say, but we kind of were talking. We're saying, hey, we're talking about what we're going to ask you and interview you and all, and I didn't tell the guys this, but we were all talking. I think all three of us said something different when we said what college sport she's actually going to be a part of. We said the same thing, but it was what if somebody goes to search this? Somebody says, okay, I want to keep up with this, and I've got some information I'm going to tell them in just a minute so they can watch when it comes to Ole Miss. I got it from their site. But what is the actual? Hey, this is the actual sport that's called. Is it riflery? Is it rifle shooting? What is it actually called when at the NCAA level? You have NCAA lacrosse, golf. What is this actually called so that they can go search for you? They can find you.
It's just rifle. They have shotgun teams. I think that's really the only two is shotgun and rifle.
So it's just NCAA rifle.
Right.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So she'll have her page up on Ole Miss sooner rather than later.
We'll be watching.
I'll be there.
I spoke to you earlier too. Now you're going to college. You're doing rifle, but academics too. Now what are you going to be taking?
I'm going for a biomedical engineering degree.
A what?
I said the same thing when she told me.
All right. Say that again.
Some people are like, "Are you just doing that so it sounds fancy?" But no, I'm interested in the artificial heart valves and ear implants. It's just all interesting to me, and I've taken a few anatomy courses, and it's what piques my interest.
It's a great way to help people.
Well, the ear implants are like, in case she misses, I'll put you one right
No
back on.
offense.
Exactly.
No offense to Daniel. I've known Daniel since high school. You had to get your smarts from your mom. And your athleticism from him, I'll give him that much, Daniel. I'm sorry. But no, that's huge. I think it's very exciting. When I talked to Daniel the other day, and I had to call him because, of course, I don't have your number. But he was saying, man, I can't hear you. I got to step outside. And y'all were at a competition. Where were you at?
We were at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Wow.
So me and Maddie and all of our families, we flew out there for the national winter air gun match, which was also part 2 of the Olympic trials. So we were shoulder to shoulder with Olympic medalists.
Wow.
Some of our coaches are Olympic shooters, which is just insane how far the sport can go.
Yeah.
We don't have a team in Baxley, but the way that me and Maddie have grown up through little regional matches all the way up to the national matches, it's exciting.
Could see a future there.
Yeah, here we go.
You never know, and we hope the best for that. Congratulations to you, Susan. I think it's an awesome thing, and having Maddie there with you, that's going to make her grow also. So she may follow in your footsteps. You never know. I know that you said riflery is not in Appleton County, but I did a little research myself. I know there are schools. There are bigger schools, like Camden has one, Waycross has rifle. Maybe that starts expanding. We know a lot of sports are expanding and coming into fruition to some of these schools. Depends on whether the size of the school and how many interests you have. Whether you can have just like swimming, you know,
Right, yes, sir.
finally have a swimming team. So just super proud of that and very proud of you. And,
Yep, and
happy.
there's a lot of people that will say, "Hey, I want to follow her. I want to see how she's doing. I want to check in."
Yeah.
They can do that. For those of you who want to keep up with Susan and Ole Miss and how they're doing, I got this that you can for more information on Ole Miss Rifle. They can follow the Rebels on Facebook, Ole Miss Rifle, on Twitter at Ole Miss Rifle, Instagram at Ole Miss Rifle, and you can always go to online at OleMissSports.com, and she'll have her page up there, and we can follow you and see how you're doing. And we hope these next 4 years that we're going to say there's going to be an NCAA championship, and there's going to be, it's not going to be your last trip to Colorado, okay? So you're going to keep representing Appling County well, all right?
Yes, sir.
So I will say this, for us, Ole Miss is going to be blessed to have you, to be a part of their program. We're excited for your future. We're excited to see where this takes you, and we're cheering you on all the way. And we normally say go Pirates, and we're going to say go Pirates, but we're also going to say this time go Rebels, right?
Yes,
right.
sir.
Go
Awesome.
Go Rebels, all right?
Yes.
Anything you want to say?
Thank you for y'all's support. Getting here and getting to the school, it really takes a village. So thank you to Appling County, and thank you for y'all
Yes.
for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on here today, and like we've already said, best of luck to you. We'll be cheering you on, and you got one more semester. Then here comes college, right?
Yes, yes.
Congratulations, and we're proud of you. And like I said, go Rebels, and we'll be keeping up with you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Hey guys, so that was awesome. Brand new sport, brand new, and then she got herself noticed out there. That was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
she did the hard work, getting noticed, getting the emails out there, all that good stuff, and we're just excited for her.
That shows
Yeah.
you hard work pays
Yeah.
off, you know. And I want to commend Miss Susan. Such an elegant lady. Loved the way she spoke with us. Very proper. Way better than David will ever be.
Exactly. Same thought I had.
We still try. Maybe we can bring her on.
She can fill in your spot anytime to call me. Since you know what I mean.
She would
Anytime.
definitely-
She can help commentate anytime.
She would
with
definitely
me.
bring the pretty back. Because you don't have it.
Well, either one of us. I can promise you that. So-
I'll agree with that. But I am very pleased with what we're seeing in Appling County with the new sports and things that are going on in Appling County. A lot of people don't realize, and we appreciate everybody joining us. I'm gonna give it back to you.
Give it back to
Unless
me.
David wants to say something, we don't never let him
I'm
talk.
good. Thank you, Susan, for being here.
All right. Hey guys, we are so glad that we get the opportunity to do Skulls and Slices on Facebook and YouTube, and just want to say thank you to you guys. Our 5th episode, we're so glad that we've got to do this, and you make that happen. So we ask one more time, hey, if you know any of these people that have been interviewed, go ahead and share it, tag them in it, but make sure more importantly that not only do you share the broadcast on Facebook and all, but that you follow us on Skulls and Slices, click that like button and follow, as well as the Baxley News banner where we go live from, and B&B Broadcasting on YouTube live right now. All 3 of those platforms are streaming Skulls and Slices right now. So we thank you so much for viewing it and tuning in today. Go ahead and click that share button like we said. And what we're going to do is for the next 2 weeks, some of you are asking, we will be off for the next 2 weeks. We'll pick back up in the new year, and we have a lot of guests and a lot of interviews lined up and a lot of spring sports that'll be starting. And so we'll have those coaches and players in and let the community meet those coaches and those young people and see what's going on in those sports. We're excited about what's happening in Appling County, and through our young people all across the board, from new swim team to rifle shooting to all kinds of different things. And we want to go ahead and take one quick moment to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family from all of us at B&B Broadcasting, the Baxley News banner, Skulls and Slices. And once again, thank you so much to Village Pizza and for allowing us to be here and to broadcast. And we want to tell every single one of you that we're praying that every one of you have a blessed and a very safe holiday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in 2024.
God bless.